Hey guys, this is Spinda from www.FlopTurnRiver.com recording a two-table 25 no limit video here on PokerStars. I've been playing for a little bit on these tables right now, and I'll tell you my image is probably pretty laggy. I'm not running HUD. I just don't feel like it's necessary at this level. I want to see if I can make reads without it. I lost a substantial pot one of the first few hands I played, kind of just overpair versus overpair. Nothing I could really do about it. Ever since then, though, I've been chipping back up. I'm probably around even for the session, really. Maybe slightly down a little bit still. But doing pretty good. Thing on my right, I try to get some deep stat poker here on the table on the right. Certainly got that going on. I got two full buy-ins, then a couple really big stacks, which is great. I've been very active, but I've actually had good hands. I've just been really, the deck's been hitting me in the face, so might have to manage my image just a little bit here. I don't want to get too laggy of an image at this level because you just don't get respected much. I'm going to go ahead and raise this donk lead up. I got top pair. It's a limp pot. This guy did this last time against my blinds. Now if he comes over the top, it could get interesting. And he folds. So he did that last time against me, and he's been doing that multiple times. I got a free pass with a deuce 3, and I flop absolute air, and won't be continuing at all. I'm also playing FTR's Gauntlet. I'm actually going to complete in the small blind on the table on the left. I've been actually completing a little bit more lately than I have been, and that's a good flop for me. We are in a limp pot, though, so I'll be a little careful if I kind of don't want to play a huge pot here, even though I have top 2. I'm playing the Gauntlet as well from FlopTurnRiver on my other screen. If anything interesting happens in that tournament, I will actually bring it on over, just because a lot of the guys from FTR watch these videos. So basically 25 no limit. There's not a huge difference between this and 10 no limit, except there's probably some decent regs that have really mastered pre-flop and at least maybe some flop play. So for the most part, we're going to still play pretty straightforward. We're going to see if they'll give us any kind of respect. Like I said, with my image, it may not be the case, but we're going to try and see here. So I'm chipped up kind of nicely on these tables. I'm deep a few other tables. So, I mean, I'm deep at these two tables, which is kind of nice, or semi-deep at least. And there's other players that are deep enough to play with me, which is good. We're going to try to get some deep stack poker in here. And so we'll see. Sorry if I'm losing my train of thought a little bit. Over here in the Gauntlet, I might bring it into the screen. I actually flopped a set of 9s here, and I just got raised. I'm going to go ahead and shove on the guy. I just nothing I can do about it. If he has a set of 10s, he has a set of 10s. Hopefully he was making a play. Maybe he has like Jack 10. But there's not much I can do about it. I wasn't really that deep anyway. He calls. Hold, please. And it does. So I'll bring that back if things get interesting. That's a nice start to the Gauntlet there. I took a free pass with both these hands kind of, and flop middle pair in a limp pot. I'm going to go ahead and lead out 75 cents. Both players are full stacked. If I get raised, it's a pretty simple fold, just because I don't see them raising with hands that I'm beating, really. So hopefully maybe we can get some deep. Maybe we can get deep in that Gauntlet too, and I can actually have some decisions to show you from a tournament. This guy's been raising the button liberally, but like King Jack offsuit is just not a good hand to 3-bet with, and it's not that great of a hand to flat call with. Like King Jack suited might be a decent hand to flat call or 3-bet with, but I'm just gonna let the King Jack offsuit go. I just don't like playing that hand out of position. It's just a trouble hand in general, and playing it out of position is just not fun. Six seven suited, and basically under the gun +1's a fold. 10-6 offsuit on the button, certainly a fold. So hopefully I didn't get a rush of cards. I won't be getting any for you guys in this video. So some concepts we can talk about here at 25 no limit. Maybe 3-betting a little bit more. maybe value betting a little less than we typically would at like 10 no limit, because the players might have found the fold button. Ace 9 offsuit, even though we're 5-handed, it's still really marginal under the gun. Maybe one more spot I might have opened it. So like I was saying, we have to value bet a little bit smaller maybe, just, to get value out of our hand sometimes. Like at 10 no limit, at 5 no limit, we can bet real big amounts just because the players really don't like to fold, and we get paid off a lot. But at these levels, it's much better. I folded the ace 8 offsuit. Actually, kind of just misclick folded that, to tell you the truth. It's marginal open anyway. I got this guy on my left in both tables. He's got to be a reg. He's sitting at 2 tables, full buy-in. I got to believe that he's a regular at these stakes. I'll open the 8-9 offsuit. It's probably at the very bottom of my button opening range. 8-9 suit would be a no-brainer. But these guys are playing kind of tight on my left, so I might as well exploit that a little bit and open up a bit of a wider range. And hopefully, I get looked up when I have a big hand. Not when I'm holding a hand like ace 8-9 offsuit. So this is the last video I'm going to make for FTR for a while in terms of micro stakes videos. I might make a couple tutorials on how to do some things, but for the most part, this will probably be the last video I'm going to make in terms of poker instruction. Like I alluded to in the last video, I will be starting to coach and be an instructor for a small stakes site. You can see on the table here. We can talk about that a little bit later. For now, we're just going to kind of concentrate on the poker content here and hopefully get some hands to play. I know you guys, I see a lot of guys struggling like at 25 no limit and 50 no limit. I see a lot of posts. I can count on them like every week to see posts. I can't beat 25 no limit. I can't beat 50 no limit. I think a lot of that, it just comes from the fact that you're still thinking on the first level a lot of times. You really just are. You're just really still thinking about your cards only, and that's perfectly fine because that worked, at 5 no limit and 10 no limit, and you had nothing really telling you that was incorrect. Like you had nothing, since you had a positive win rate and you were building a bankroll, there was no really negative, wasn't any negative reinforcement really at all that's the way to play. But now we've gotten up higher stakes. Slightly. These players are a bit more competent. You're going to run into a bit more of the regulars. So there's a couple of things you really want to make sure you do properly when you move to levels like this. Number one is table select a little better. You're not going to tend to have 4 or 5 fish on your table each time. You'll probably have something more like 1 to 2 big fish. And the regs, don't get me wrong, guys, the regs are still kind of fishy at this level, but they're like fishy in a nitty way. So it's very hard to extract value. We're getting some action going on the table on the left. It's very hard to kind of extract value from the regs at some of these lower levels. They're just very nitty, very tight, very weak tight. So you might have to change it up a little bit. You might have to mess around. I want to see bet this flop because he either hits this board hard or he doesn't, and he obviously doesn't. And I take it down with my 9 high. Like if he has all under pairs, he's folding them because there's just no way he can continue on that board. And I'm probably going to 2-barrel that board a lot. I'll complete the 8-7 offsuit. It's pretty marginal, seeing how we're in a 10-cent, 25-cent blind structure. Instead of a 1 to 2 blind structure, it's more of a, I don't know what you call it, like a 1 to 3 almost. Nearly. Not totally, but nearly, I flopped a gutter ball, but I'm not going to continue really unless I spike a 9. So, and I just don't think there's any use in bluffing at this board now. I think I get called by pretty weak hands. Ace high probably doesn't look me up from the reg here because he's probably just not paying attention if he's playing multiple tables. And I might just I'm going to go in the lobby and see if I can't find this guy. Seeing a guy on 2 of your tables at 25 no limit usually means he's a bit of a regular. And we'll see. Calibatus is what I'm going to say it. And I think he blocks himself for the search function, so he definitely could be a regular then. He's open in a pretty early position. The real fish was actually on my left on the table on the right. The one guy on my right's actually been playing fairly solid, been opening a lot of pots, coming in for raises, no open limping, not much flat calling. So that's the guy I lost to overpair kind of on like a 9 high board. I had 10s against jacks, and it's just I think it was destined to get in. It was like a 3-bet pot, and the board was really dry, and I had like 0 reads, so I'm really not going to fold an overpair at these stakes without a read. But the guy's pretty nitty. And now that I kind of have a read on him, Yeah, I probably could have folded there, but now, oh well. So that's all right. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, okay, he bet. I mean, he just went all in on the river against this guy. It's interesting. I mean, on the turn. Sorry.